your fucking pride.
Monkey D. Goofy. D. Goofy. I'm just slobbering this bad guy.
Why would they do that, bro?
Bro, because it's getting you ready. Yeah, no! What's good, everybody? It's your boy T-Rav. I'm back with another video right now. I have the Matrix Resurrections review. This was the long-awaited sequel to the original trilogy that came out late 90s, early 2000s. A revolutionary series. I mean, obviously Keanu Reeves' biggest role that everyone knows him for, clearly. I mean, there's no real question about that. The impact that the Matrix has had is still felt even today. And when it was announced at the beginning of the year that we were gonna get Matrix, and it was rumored for years, but there was no way. Like, there's no way they're actually gonna bring the Matrix back, and they did. And they did. And we got hype trailers. And we got stuff about Agent Smith in them hype trailers. Flashbacks, deja vu, all that stuff. And then that brings me to now, where today I just got off a 12-hour shift. You know, that doesn't really matter to y'all. But I went and watched this movie yesterday. Warner Brothers. What has happened? What have we done? What have you done? Huh? Answer me, please. Because my God, this is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe that you thought that this was okay to do this to a series that has had this much impact and that was so carefully crafted and put together all the way back then to where the lore and the mythos stands out now. You can slide it in today and it works perfectly. You sold us a bill of goods from them trailers and you did not deliver. You led us astray down a path which we could not return because we were hyped for this movie. And I went and saw this shit day one. I don't know what all you want me to say about this movie. Because, yeah, we're getting it out the way right now. This movie was ass. We got cool looking shots, cool looking areas, a couple of decent fights. But we just missed the boat on so much, and it's like they want to start touching on things, but then it's like, oh no, let's just get past all that. That stuff's not important. It's like, what are we doing? Man, we waited this long. What is it? 15, then 20 years since Matrix was concluded. And, say what you want about number 3 and how it ended and all of that stuff. But you had an opportunity here where you could come and put a nice, tidy bow on all of this. You would low-key hit the reset button and you start off the movie in a decent manner where all this shit we're back in the simulation, but the simulation is different now. You know what I'm saying? And he's trapped again. But this time, he's clearly been breaking out and he's changing the hearts and minds of people. He's affecting people differently than how he was back then. Yes, he was always played up to be a Messiah type character. And they do the same type of thing. They build up a whole mythology in their world about Neo, the viral agent, Trinity, Morpheus. These are godly type people to these people's history. These are legendary figures. And what do we do? What do we do? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so the movie basically runs through the fact that the Matrix has been reset because I guess a version 2 was uploaded after the events took place in number 3, where they basically had kind of settled it and had attained a certain level of peace, but clearly once the Matrix had, revamped itself and had an upgraded version, the machines employed that, and obviously things were going even better for them. But there was peace for some people who were living in Io with Jada Pinkett Smith. Like, who cares, bro? It's like we set up even more mythology in this world. We had the city of Zion back in the day. Now the city of Io has come from that. You know what I'm saying? And that was the refuge back then. And obviously there's little things here where they could pepper it up, because they were talking about how Zion, the people of Zion, were traditionalists and stuff like that, in a sense, because they weren't trying to live in conjunction man and machine. No, it was man versus machine. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Neo and them saved them back then, but obviously it still fell apart in the end. You know what I'm saying? Morpheus has... Obviously, you couldn't get back Lawrence Fishburne for whatever reason. You couldn't do it. You couldn't get Agent Smith for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe he's not acting anymore. I haven't seen him in a long time. Long time. But honestly, those two didn't do bad for how they worked around their situations and explain how they have different characters, essentially. Like, all that type of stuff makes sense in the sphere of Matrix. Like, you can give people different avatars because that's just how they look in the Matrix, you know what I'm saying? So you could get away with stuff like that. But what you can't get away with is teasing little character development and just highlighting the struggles that a character is going through. Let's say, oh, we want to skip past that. You can't build up more mythology by saying, oh, there's a whole new survivor colony. Oh, the machines started attacking each other. Like, that's some of the dopest stuff that we could touch on, and we skip right on past it because it doesn't really matter. Like, what are we talking about? And it's like, I don't know if the movie just focused too much on trying to be too cute. They were trying to be too smart for their own good, because they're literally like doing fourth wall breaking stuff kind of in the first part of the movie, where they're talking about, oh, Warner Brothers is forcing us to do a sequel, and if we don't do it, our contract's going to get cut. Like, stuff like that. Like, they were throwing out all types of actual stuff that's like taking place with this movie. But I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I don't know if it's I think it's your fault, Wachowski, because clearly you couldn't do it without your brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the two of you back in the day. Clearly, you couldn't cut the mustard on this one, because what the Matrix has now boiled down into at this point is a love story, which has seemed to, at this point, it devolved from a mission to save humanity and a messiah-like figure that was going to lead humanity out of this period of darkness. And even in this movie, you get to see there is a chance where you can live in harmony with the machines and humans at the same time, because even those sentients were explaining how Neo had a big impact on them also. But no, we scratch that and we say, here, give us a love story. Now it's not just Neo's the one. No, Neo is not the one. He's just one of the ones. It has to be two. It has to be the conjunction of Trinity and Neo, and get the fuck up out of here, man. Alright? First off, you were You were tickling my balls with flashing back to Agent Smith talking about billions of people, you know, and that was some of the hypest stuff, you know what I'm saying? And when his business partner turns out to be Agent Smith, I thought we were going somewhere with that. I thought we were going to get somewhere heavy. The way Smith was talking to him, talking about you underappreciate me, and how he was treating him like he was his best friend and his worst enemy at the same time. He said, you know better than anyone that I can't go back to what I was. I refuse to be put in them shackles again. I was like, yeah, that's right. Even though it's not the Agent Smith I know, he was bringing the energy at first. And he pops up midway through the movie and he bitch slaps this nigga, the analyst. Like, yeah, that's the viral agent. That's the energy I'm here for. And him and Neo's fight is the best fight scene in the movie. Because honestly, we don't get any more fights. No more meaningful fights. It's like we were doing groundbreaking stuff. Excellent fights. Pretty much all the way through. Long running fight scenes where you feel exhausted because you're going through a journey. No. We just, like I said, it's a love story. And you know what I'm saying? I guess we spent so much time trying to build up the psychological factor of should you actually want to stay in the Matrix after all? Or is he actually crazy? Is he actually even in the Matrix to begin with? All that other stuff. We take so much time explaining all of that, but then we skip out on all these other important parts and we just abandon Agent Smith after they kind of team up to defeat the analyst. But actually, what does that even mean? Like, Smith just disappears. The analyst didn't actually lose, so Smith just gives up halfway through? What are we talking about? That's not who Agent Smith is. Neo is aware that the majority of everyone is still plugged in. Yes, they can do whatever they want in this world at this point, but what does that even matter? What does it matter? Obviously, there's all types of worlds. Obviously, there's people in charge that are conquering worlds in this similar way, and they're allowing the analyst to basically run his own experiment on this planet, causing what we know as the Matrix. What about everyone else? What about other places? All that other stuff. We could touch on all that. We don't, because, hey, it's a love story. But, you know, if you told me at the beginning of this year that The Matrix would be one of the worst movies that would come out in 2021, I probably would have bet you a large sum of money. And I would have lost. And there you go. There you have it. Yeah, bro. This movie is a fat 4 out of 10. And I can only give it a 4 out of 10 because there were still some cool environments and stuff like that we got to see, and they did at least tickle me with new mythology and all that stuff that we never actually explained, and we had some of the themes of the Messiah elements at play at first, but like I said, clearly it's just a love story, and that's what the focus was. So I would not recommend going to see this in the theaters. It is on HBO Max, so watch it on there if you want, and then come to your own conclusions, but that is going to do it for me. What did y'all think about the movie? Do you think I'm tripping? Do you think that it's dope? Do you think that it's the best Matrix movie out of all of them? Or do you think that I'm missing the boat on this? Do you think they actually tied together a lot more and I'm just clearly not as plugged in as I thought I was? Maybe I have taken the blue pill. I don't know. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, y'all. So please like, comment, subscribe, all those things there. And let me know what other things you'd like to see. Other than that, it's been your boy T-Rav, and I'm out. A goddamn shame.